Some occupations pose a greater risk of injury than others, even though workplace accidents are a regrettable but typical occurrence in the working world. For some people, a bad day at work means missing a deadline or getting yelled at by your boss. For others, it means a serious injury or worse. The most common workplace deaths were related to transportation, with transportation accidents accounting for more than 2,000 work-related deaths. That's 40% of all work-related fatalities. Are you interested in discovering whether or not your line of work ranks among the nation's most hazardous occupations? We will explain to you in this video what the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, considers to be the most dangerous line of work based on the number of fatalities that occur there. Number 10. Operating large trucks while carrying potentially hazardous loads. The life of a truck driver is a challenging one for sure. One of the negatives is having to travel large distances, work long hours, and spend very few nights at home. The salary isn't great either, but if you're prepared to transport dangerous loads, you get something called danger money, which may be as much as $64,900, and you earn it. The trucking industry already presents enough dangers. On a steep descent, even if you are the best driver in the world, you still run the risk of having a blowout or having your brakes fail. You can bring home a good payday if you are prepared to put yourself in danger by transporting cargo that has the potential to explode on impact. Best of luck. Number 9. Army. The use of raw force is insufficient to ensure the survival of an army. Electricians, plumbers, mechanics, those who work in food service, and other types of employees are needed to keep bases operational. There are, of course, other factors at play when determining whether private businesses continue to operate in conflict zones or unstable nations. They are also in need of workers. You can make a lot of money if you are willing to travel to odd countries where you are likely to be the target of criminal activity just because you are a citizen of one of those countries. Have you considered the possibility that you might wind up living in a tent with several unknown people and having access to nothing more than the most fundamental conveniences? However, depending on the level of danger involved in your work, you may make anywhere from $7,000 to $100,000 each year. Number 8. Oil rig worker. At first glance, the job seems to have a lot of potential. The salary is absurdly high, and there are extended periods off in between shifts. However, the same may be said for the tours of duty. You should prepare to be absent from your family for extended periods, and you should also be aware that the risks involved in your work are significant. Because of this, a driller might make well over $100,000 a year. You put yourself in danger of several things, including industrial mishaps and storms at sea. If something goes wrong, you and the other people working with you are very much on your own. Accept it and move forward. Number 7. Working at the very pinnacle of the industry. Working at a high elevation comes with its share of risks. Climbers on transmission towers and other workers who perform their jobs at elevated heights are exposed to danger. According to one source, doing work of this nature can bring in a yearly salary of up to $73,000. Therefore, having a good head for heights is going to put you in a fairly good position for yourself. According to some reports, ironworkers who are willing to do their duties atop skyscrapers in New York City can get up to $100,000 annually. The majority of people wouldn't describe it as comfy work, but the compensation isn't too shabby either. Number 6. FBI officer. You will face a significant level of competition if you want to get a job with the FBI, and you'll need a degree to be considered. In addition to that, you'll have to spend a whole year getting trained by the FBI. Your job comes with a gun, so firing and getting fired aren't off the table, but don't expect to be in the line of fire as much as the FBI agents you see in movies and on TV. However, you should still prepare yourself for the possibility. You have the opportunity to make an annual salary of around $77,000. That is more than you would get as an expert in the bomb squad. Number 5. Stunt double. Have you had a movie star body? Are you willing to attempt athletic feats that could result in you breaking your necks, such as jumping from enormous heights, falling off galloping horses, getting set on fire, and other dangerous activities? You can have a successful career in Hollywood by taking on all of the dangerous roles that directors forbid their actors to do. A daily wage of $880 is possible for you, but only if you don't mind your employer considering you are slightly expandable in some capacity. That is, assuming you make it through the day at work. Number 4. Commercial diver. Does this sound like a profession that's full of excitement? Think again. There is a good chance that you will not be swimming about in the water off of coral reefs to look at the fish or search for lost treasure. Instead, you will be working in an environment that is both hostile and hazardous, performing essential tasks that can only be carried out by divers. You need to be vigilant at all times for a wide variety of threats, yet the annual salary can reach as high as $93,000, depending on how onerous the tasks involved in your specific position are. Number 3. Nurse practitioner. After several years of working and learning, you can make between $65,000 and $100,000 per year doing physically demanding tasks that involve a lot of stress and moving big things. The majority of people do not consider nursing to be a dangerous profession. However, due to the demanding working conditions, nurses are more likely to suffer from mental trauma and stress-related illnesses. Additionally, the number of physical injuries sustained on the job by nurses is significantly higher than it is for workers in most other professions. Number 2. Obtain a position as a farm or ranch manager. The salary for agricultural professions at lower levels is often low, but supervisors can make up to $70,000 annually. What exactly is the problem? Every year, a considerable number of people lose their lives in the agricultural industry due to the use of dangerous machinery, exposure to venomous snakes and other animals that aren't cooperative, and working long hours that dull one's senses. Did you believe working outside would be a nice experience? When you spend a lot of time outside, especially in places where medical help is hard to come by, you put yourself at risk for a variety of dangerous conditions, including heat stroke and hypothermia. Number 1. Individuals who work on electrical power lines. Did you know that certain electrical jobs can't be completed until after the power supply has been turned off? Those who work on live high-tension cables are compensated handsomely for their efforts. They also run the risk of being cooked to a crisp, so everything's fair in this situation. Interested? You have the potential to earn $65,000, but to do so, you will first need to acquire some skills and experience. I give thanks that some people are willing to take chances. Many of the people working in these jobs aren't truly motivated by the financial rewards alone. They are genuine in their concern for their work. A significant number of them are required to go through lengthy and strenuous training processes that are almost as hazardous as the actual job itself. After achieving the necessary qualifications, they immediately put themselves in dangerous situations. Without them, we would not be able to ensure the security, wellness, and well-being of others or provide them with the resources they require. So this is the end of our today's video. Do you like it? Share your precious thoughts with us in comments section below and subscribe to our YouTube channel.